Hey, Steve here, and today I'm talking about Be the Adult Part 2. And the reason why there's a Part 2 is because Part 1, I realized, only focused on certain aspects of being the adult. So the first thing I want to do is define what I mean by be the adult. When I say this, what I'm talking about is that the adult is trying to make things better, not worse. No. They're trying to make things better. That's right. And that means that they're in control of themselves, they're in control of their language, and they're not raising the room temperature, they're doing a good job of lowering it, and so their behaviors show that. So today I'm going to reflect on 3 behaviors that you need to be aware of because they're not about being the adult. If the adult is doing these things, they are raising the temperature, they are making things worse, and it's not going to get better. So here we go. Number 1 in my Be the Adult Part 2 is simply this. Don't instigate. Don't make the problem worse by your behaviors and your words. And one of the best examples I have of this is, and it's funny, if you watch on a basketball court sometimes, you know how coaches can get technical fouls, right? Well, one of the things that I had to have a talk with a former basketball coach who worked for me is I had to talk to him about do not egg on the ref. If the ref walks away from you, let them walk away from you. Stop. That means that they're trying to avoid giving you the technical, so let them go. Turn around, mumble to yourself, whatever it is. You've had the display that you needed to. Now, let's not go get the technical. And, from time to time, he would pursue that technical, and he would just pursue the ref even though they walked away from him. All right, so let's reverse that. So knowing that about my basketball coach, who was a great guy, who is awesome at winning, we're in a basketball game, and there's a ref there who knows that he's upset, and instead of going away from him, goes to him and starts talking to him like this. All right, coach, so what's the problem, huh? What are you angry about? You tell me. You want a ref out here? And he's talking to him like this. And the next thing you know is my coach can't keep his mouth shut anymore. And what he does is he says, you know what? You're doing a terrible job, blah, 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 blah. And bingo, that's the old technical gets thrown. And the ref instigated it. Now, as adults, we can do stuff like this in our classroom, in our building, simply because we won't let it go. The kid has done something wrong, you have addressed it, and they're over there stewing in the corner, and instead of just letting them stew in the corner, you don't like their body language, or you don't like the way they look on their face, the way their face looks. And so you walk over there and say, Mr. Miletto, you do understand that we're going to have this phone call after school. You do understand what I'm talking about, right? Mr. Miletto, you do Okay, by about that third one, you're probably going to get Mr. Miletto to go, and now things have gotten worse. So don't instigate the problems, man. I don't know if you've ever seen a movie from the 80s called Fast Times at Ridgemont High, but there's a teacher in there called Mr. Hand. Just look him up on YouTube, and you'll see some great examples of what not to do and how he instigates problems with a couple of the main characters in the movie. So once again, don't instigate. All right, be the adult. The second thing is don't show frustration because we've got to keep control of what we do. And one of the things that we can do that can create issues is we show our frustration so much so that the other kids notice, and not only the other kids, but the kid that you're frustrated with notices this. And I mean stuff like this. Steve. Or Steve. Sighing, deep breath before you talk to him, so deep, it's over-exaggerated, your body language is just so out there. Don't show frustration like that because all you're going to do is make things worse because the kid's possibly going to say to you, I drive you nuts, don't I? Or, is it so bad that you have to talk with me? I mean, if you got questions like that, oh my gosh, man, you're not being the adult. And what if somebody else in the class is noticing and so they wait to say something in the hallway and they say, dude, he really is frustrated with you. Did you see all that? Man. Next thing you know, you got a fight in the hallway or a fight in the bathroom or something like that. Or how about if they just say it there in the classroom? Wow, he's so frustrated with you that he makes this huge noise before he talks with you. Yeah, that's what's coming. All right, so number 1, don't instigate. Number 2, don't show frustration. Well, the last one that I want to make sure I say in understanding about being the adult is, it's so easy to try and get caught up in intimidation. Do not try and intimidate the kid into doing what you want them to do. You know, I'm the principal, therefore you should do it. I'm the classroom teacher, therefore you should do it. I'm the blah, 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 blah. And so you use your body language, you use your height, you use your weight, you use the idea that because of my position, you're going to do this and you will do this. Otherwise, I will. You know, what are you going to do? Because you can't make anybody do anything. This is where developing good behavior management skills comes into play, and keeping yourself calm and keeping your voice, you know, out of the anger zone, that type of thing. But don't try and intimidate a kid into doing what you want them to do. I mean, the worst thing to do is trying to figure out how to make them afraid of you. Really? Is that what you want to do? Well, that's not being the adult. That's not making it better. That's making it worse, because at some point they're going to find a way to figure out how to trip you up on that. So be the adult. Remember, when I say be the adult, it means you're trying to make it better. You're trying to lighten the load. You're trying to reduce the stress. You're trying to remove the anger. It doesn't mean that they get away scot-free with stuff. No, no, no. It just simply means that you're trying to make sure that we reduce the temperature in the room, all right? You're de-escalating. That's exactly what you're doing. So remember this about be the adult. Don't try and intimidate. Don't show your frustration, and let's not instigate. Thanks for listening.